room went silent the moment the billionaire said the words that felt like a hammer to the chest. In the middle of a glass-walled boardroom flooded with harsh daylight, surrounded by executives in tailored suits, a single father felt his entire world tilt. The air was bright, the city's skyline glowing beyond the windows, yet for him everything dimmed. One sentence had just threatened to take away the fragile life he had spent years holding together with exhausted hands and stubborn hope. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and stories that remind us what humanity still looks like, take a moment right now to like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe to the channel Kindora Life. Your support helps stories like this reach hearts that need them most. Mateo Cruz had never imagined himself sitting in a billionaire's boardroom. His mornings usually began before sunrise, packing lunch for his young son, tying shoelaces, and rushing to catch the bus that carried him toward another long day of work. That particular day was no different. The sun was already high, casting warm light over the city streets, when he dropped his son off at school with a tired smile and a promise to be back before dusk. He had no idea that by noon, his job, his pride, and his future would be placed on a razor's edge. Mateo was a facilities supervisor at one of the most powerful tech companies in the city, owned by Rowan Hale, a self-made billionaire known for his sharp mind and colder reputation. Mateo had taken the job after his wife passed away 3 years earlier, leaving him to raise their child alone. The pay was modest, the hours unforgiving, but the health insurance covered his son's asthma treatments, and the stability meant everything. He never complained, never arrived late, and never left before the building was spotless and secure. Still, none of that seemed to matter in the moment Rowan Hale summoned him upstairs. As Mateo sat across the polished table, his hands rested tightly together, knuckles pale under the fluorescent glow. He noticed how different this room felt from the hallways he cleaned every night. Everything was sharp, clean, and intimidating, filled with people who spoke in numbers and strategies. Rowan Hale stood behind him, watching closely, his presence heavy and unreadable. When the words came that Mateo was being fired, the world narrowed to a single painful thought of his son waiting at school, unaware that the roof over their heads was suddenly uncertain. In that moment, Mateo did not beg or protest. Years of hardship had taught him that dignity mattered, even when life was unfair. His thoughts raced through overdue bills, the small savings jar hidden in his kitchen cabinet, and the promise he had made to always protect his child. He felt embarrassed by how visible his fear must have been, surrounded by people who had never worried about choosing between medicine and groceries. The sunlight streaming through the windows only made the contrast crueler, as if the world outside was thriving while his own was collapsing. What Mateo did not know was that this moment had been carefully designed. Rowan Hale had not called him there by accident. For weeks, the billionaire had observed him quietly through reports and security footage, noticing the man who stayed late without being asked, who fixed what was broken before it became a problem, who never took shortcuts. Rowan had grown tired of polished resumes and rehearsed confidence. He wanted to see something real. He wanted to see character under pressure. As the seconds stretched, Rowan watched Mateo's reaction closely. There was no anger, no outburst, no desperate bargaining, only a quiet acceptance mixed with visible pain. That restraint spoke louder than any speech. Rowan had built his empire from nothing, and he recognized that look. It was the look of someone who had been knocked down too many times to waste energy on complaints. Someone who simply prepared to Rowan Hale return to his office that day, reminded of why he started his journey in the first place. Success meant nothing if it could not lift someone else when they were at their most vulnerable. And Mateo Cruz went home that evening, knowing that sometimes, even in the harsh light of day, compassion can appear where you least expect it. If this story touched your heart, if it made you feel hope or reminded you to believe in humanity again, Please like, comment, share, and stay connected with Kindora Life. Your engagement daytime outdoor scene near a school entrance. A 38-year-old man, medium skin tone, short dark brown hair, light stubble, wearing a navy blue shirt and dark trousers, bends slightly as a 7-year-old boy, slim build, medium skin tone, short dark brown hair, wearing a blue school sweater, dark pants, and backpack, runs toward him. Background shows school building, parents, and trees. Natural daylight, emotional warmth. T helps keep these stories alive, reaching hearts that need them most. Stand up again.